What's up, everybody? It's Zach Reininger, and today you'll notice a little different scenery. I'm actually sick on the road, so I'm on the road visiting customers and in a hotel room, and I've got either food poisoning or some kind of stomach bug, and we won't go into too many details, but feel a little drained, a little worn down here. But this video was very important, and I wanted to make sure that I shot this video and got it out there for you guys because there's a lot of new data that's out, and there's some trends that are finally starting to emerge that I wanted to bring to your attention. So stick around to hear all the info and some of this information, because I think it's valuable for the consumer out there to know the lay of the landscape, to know what's truly happening out there so they can make informed decisions. And what I think is happening is I think the window is closing. The proverbial window of opportunity, that is, for getting these smoking good deals that everybody's wanting to wait around for. What we're seeing is retail activity continues to outpace manufacturing production. So what does that mean? It means that the stuff in the field is selling about 30% more each month than how much is being produced by manufacturers. And this is the third month in a row that we actually have hard data on that info. There will be more information coming where I think that'll continue to stay about that 30%, that 30% mark of retail outpacing production. And so when that's happening, what is going on is dealer inventories are starting to come down. They're lowering their overall carrying of units on the lot, which they should do because interest rates obviously are higher. But what that means too is that manufacturers have pulled back significantly harder. So if dealer inventories come down and the retail activity stays where it is, it's supply and demand, guys. The dealers are being way more aggressive right now because they want to get rid of that other stuff that they have, those 2022s that are left, some of their older 2023s. They want to get rid of those. So that's where the smoking deals are right now. Is that older inventory that's still new product, it's still fine product, it's just older because we all built too much, dealers bought too much. There was this wonderful little sweet spot in this summer where there were opportunities for customers to get ridiculously good deals, like the best deals that anybody's seen in years at this point. I'm thinking that window is starting to close, that window is starting to shrink. The available inventory in the field that has a good deal on it is getting smaller and smaller, and the units that have the good deal are less and less appealing units out there. They're not the really good stuff. They're not the floor plans that everybody wants. They're going to become these little niche-y type products that like nobody really wants anyway, so that's why they're a really good deal. So the window is closing. If you are a consumer that is interested in doing something this year, and you've been shopping, this is your warning. I truly think that the market is starting to kind of figure itself out and normalize. I think margins will stop being as compressed as they have been for dealers, which by that I mean they've been really aggressive on the pricing in order to push more product out the door. As their inventories normalize and as the manufacturing continues to pull back, we will find a much better balance of inventory versus consumer demand and production. What that means is they're not going to have to be as aggressive because their inventory is going to turn at a more healthy pace because of the amount being built by manufacturers and the amount going out the door balances out. So when these things get into imbalance is when you either have too much demand, and that's where the high grosses came from during COVID, or oversupply and not the demand doesn't meet the supply, and that's where these aggressive prices of the last 6 to 9 months have been out there. There's been a pause in the Fed rates being hiked. I think they're still talking about raising this month. We'll see. But they've also signaled that the interest rates are kind of here to stay for a while. They're going to get their demand destruction that they want. They want to slow this down. We've had some really good consumer price increase prints that came out showing that inflation is really starting to slow down. So you have this window where I think that you could buy at a good price. And then if the Fed decides to pause and maybe even in the next year bring those rates back down, you can always refinance. But it looks like the battle on inflation is starting to work a little bit. That's a positive for us on this curve here. So if you're in the market and you're thinking about it, I'm just telling you, this is your warning. I think the market is starting to shift a little bit. I think you're going to see less and less deals on desirable products. I think you're going to see prices start to normalize. You're going to see dealer inventories start to get healthier and more level with the brands they really want to partner and carry with. Ultimately, that's a positive for the dealers and the consumers because everybody gets more of what they want. But for that consumer out there that's been dying for that, just really rock bottom price, I think we've seen it. It might be over, especially in the segments you're looking at. So this is the warning. If you're really serious and you want to shop, I think right now is it. I'm not saying that there will never be deals again and that certain times of year and in the cycles and all that, like that's normal. But as far as on this massive curve of oversupply that we had, I think that most dealers are really getting out from underneath that. So this is your warning. That's why I wanted to jump on here today and share this because I think it's important for customers to know how to make good decisions in this market. It's been a very funky couple of years, and hopefully this helps shed some light. But the inventories are normalizing, third month in a row where we have vastly outsold manufacturing production by 30%. Only takes a couple months like that where those inventories really shrink back down. So here's your warning. If you guys have questions, if you'd like to know more information about this, post a comment. I'm happy to reply, happy to shoot more videos, happy to share whatever information might be helpful for you. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I love you. See ya.